Welcome to Truth News. Today we would like to welcome a special guest, Walker Martin. I'm Brooke Calhoun. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate you guys having me. This is fun.
I'm Brinley Ackelson.
Nice to meet you.
To start off with some questions, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I'd say my favorite food is probably chicken wings. I mean, it's kind of scattered all around the place, but I'd say chicken wings is my favorite food right now.
What did you originally want to be when you grew up?
When I grew up, I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I always wanted to be a football player, but as I got older, I figured baseball was probably the easier route and what I had the most success with. And yeah, I'm thankful to be a professional baseball player.
So you kind of succeeded with your childhood dream?
Yeah, no, I definitely had an opportunity when I started playing travel ball, and after that, it's been a blessing ever since. So I've been fortunate to have this opportunity.
That's awesome. Do you miss eating?
I do. No, I definitely do. It's weird coming back after 2 years. It goes by quick, but I definitely miss it, and it's always good. It's always good to come back to your home roots, especially being out away from home for a bit. You miss those home cooked meals, especially from your mom.
What would you give advice for the kids our age to follow in your footsteps?
I would just say, live out your dream. I mean, everything started out with a dream for me. So I set goals for myself, and just ever since then I chased them. So I just worked hard, put my nose down, and just kept working hard. We had a good group of dudes in my class. Ryder True, one of my best friends, Tate Smith, and a bunch of those guys we always pushed each other, and I'd say gather around yourself with a good group of guys that's going to push you and want to just reach your goals. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
What are your goals for next baseball season?
Next season, I was hurt going into when I first got signed. So definitely getting healthy, staying healthy, getting off to a hotter start in spring training. So my goals are to make as many jumps into the farm system as I can, and try to get to the league as quick as I can. So I'm trying to just make a big jump out of this next season, and have a overall better year. Just keep stacking years. So.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one. She plays volleyball at South Dakota State.
That's awesome. What are your siblings doing now? Sibling doing now?
So yeah, she's in college. She's a sophomore at South Dakota State. She's playing volleyball. And yeah, she's out there. She's loving it. So yeah, that's what she's doing.
That's awesome. Do you have any pets?
I have 2 dogs. I just bought a red lab named Knox, and I also have a yellow lab named Oski, who we bred with Mrs. True's dog. So.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like school?
School's okay. I mean, it always wasn't my favorite. So I definitely worked hard at school to maintain my grades, but it was never my favorite. But thankfully, I don't have to focus on school anymore. So.
What was your favorite part of high school?
I'd say sports. Sports was overall my favorite part of it. Just the memories I built with all my friends, and you develop relationships with coaches and friends, family members that'll last a lifetime. So I definitely say all the memories I had in sports, and all the friends I've made, and they're still my best friends to this day. So.
With school sports, did you ever play basketball?
I did play basketball. I played football, baseball, and basketball. So.
Did you like middle school?
Middle school was a little different for me. It's always awkward. Everybody's going through their hormones, and it's a little different. But it was fun. You take it. You build a relationship with your friends, like I said, through high school. But we stuck through this. Ever since second grade. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, but there were some pros in it.
What's one teacher that you remember or miss a lot?
I never had Mrs. True, but she was always probably my favorite. But I would say, Mr. Lance, my third grade teacher, he's probably one of my favorites. I'm trying to think who was else out there. It's hard to remember, but I'd say Mr. Lemon and Stewie, Coach Stewart. He's probably one of my favorites too. So
How did you balance between playing baseball and school?
it's definitely you gotta. It's definitely tough at times to manage both of them at the same time, but you gotta take time out of your activities in school or like after school or whatever it may be to get your schoolwork done. I always manage some time to crank out an hour's worth of homework each day. And so you gotta manage it to the best you can. And so when it comes to game day, you don't have to worry about like schoolwork or anything like that. So yeah, I just micromanage yourselves into and just time management also.
What was the hardest subject for you in school?
Definitely reading. Reading was definitely the hardest one. But I gotten better at it a little bit.
Are you still friends with your high school friends?
Yeah, no, I'm going to see Ryder True, Tanner True, and Zach Grable play tomorrow actually. So they're a couple of my best friends, and I still keep in contact, FaceTime them whenever we're apart, or So I'm still really close with all those guys, and it's always a good time when we all get to come back home and reconnect.
Did you do band or choir?
I did choir. My sister brought home a tuba one time, and after I heard that, I was like, I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to scare the dog anymore. So I went to choir.
That's funny.
When did you start loving baseball?
It was always like I started pretty young. Whenever my dad gave me a wiffle ball bat, and we started playing around like 3 years old, 3 or 4. So ever since then, it's always been one of my passions, and I've played ever since then. So, but yeah,
How many times a day do you practice baseball?
it's pretty much every day. Besides, like in season, we get Mondays off, but it's pretty much every day we practice. Going into the off season, you'll take a few weeks off just to rest the body, but after these 2 weeks, I'll probably practice every day again. So, you gotta stay on the grind.
What was your favorite memory from playing baseball?
I'd say probably winning state championships with all my friends. It was always a cool memory. It never got old. It's same feeling after you win it. It's awesome. You get a dog pile with the team. But no, besides that, I'd say uh, probably the bus rides. Bus rides are just the group gatherings we had. Those are always cool memories, but nothing beats a state championship.
How were you feeling when you got told that you were being drafted?
It was unreal feeling. I was pretty excited. Got an opportunity, and it was pretty awesome. I had all my friends, family, and loved ones there to support, and it was just a cool feeling just to have all that love from them, and just they've been a part of my journey. And when I got drafted, it was awesome just because it was overall like a team victory in my eyes, not just myself.
How did your life change after you got drafted?
It changed drastically, I'd say. Obviously, when we all signed, it was kind of just a different atmosphere being thrown into the mix. I was a younger guy. I was a high school pick, and there was only 2 high school picks in our draft, and getting thrown into a bunch of college guys and Latin Dominican players, and you have to learn a bunch of new things, and it's kind of tough at first, but the grind is fun. I wouldn't take back. I wouldn't change my route or make any adjustments back then. But yeah, it's definitely tough adjustment at first, but you get used to it, and it's just sometimes you think the guys are judging you, but it's tough at first, but it's fun.
What's your favorite position?
Shortstop, I'd say. I mean, I like all positions, but that's where they have me play.
Now we'll have some questions from the audience.
Awesome.
Do you guys have any questions from the audience?
Don't be shy.
Right here.
How long do you practice for every day?
That kind of depends. So I just got back from like 3 weeks worth of camps. So we started around like I want to say 9 a.m. and we wrapped up things around I'm gonna say 2 or 3. So I'd say around then. But yeah, it's pretty short. I mean, pretty short and sweet at times. But in season, you'll get there to the field around like 1 or 2 o'clock, and then you're playing through the rest of the day. We'll finish up a game at like 10, 11 o'clock. Um, but yeah, it's all varies. But I'd say on average, probably you're at the field for 6 or 7 hours throughout the day.
What's your favorite brand?
Favorite brand?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like
for bats and gloves
like
and stuff.
so I'd say my favorite brand for gloves is Rawlings. I've used Rawlings my whole life. And I've been swinging Louisville Sluggers and Chandlers for wood bats. And I love the Nike stuff though. Nike stuff is awesome.
How many out of the park home runs have you had?
In Pro Bowl, I had 10 this year. So I had 10 this year. I honestly couldn't tell you how many I had in my career, but my senior year I had 20, but this year I had 10. So I always strive to get more. But
What's your favorite thing about baseball?
favorite thing, I'd say probably the grind of it. The grind of it, it's fun to me. It's never easy. You're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days, but that's part of it. I'd say, just embracing the grind. It was tough for me at first, but once I embraced that, I'd say that's probably been the most fun for me. It's because you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. So when you balance the two and just you're on a steady motion with it, it makes it more fun. So
What's your favorite baseball team?
favorite baseball team? I play for the Giants, so I feel like I'm obligated to like the Giants. But growing up, I'd say the Rockies and Blue Jays were my favorite teams. But I have nothing but love for the Giants right now. So they've been treating me well, and they're one of my new favorites.
What was your batting average last season?
Last season, my batting average was around like 230, 235. It was a tough year. It's getting thrown into the mix. It's definitely tough. It wasn't the year I wanted, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't horrible.
Are you gonna go to college after MLB?
Plan is not to, but if I have to, I will. I've been thankful for the Giants. They'll pay for that if I ever need to, or if I ever want to. But for the plan is, I'm gonna try to play baseball as long as I can and not have to do that.